All right, I do not have time for the intros simply because there's not enough time. Not enough time. Hey, Cappy, I've been researching permaculture, farming, and rural living. No, this isn't a save me Obi-Wan Cappy. I'm just doing research on it because I thought it was interesting. This is more of a possible PSA for your audience. Is farming a viable trade to add to possible occupations that should you get like becoming a programmer, oil field mechanic, or tradesman? Or is another fluffy bunny, I want to save the world type of field studies? Or is it something that looks profitable on paper but isn't worth like becoming a doctor, going into any biodegree, becoming a independent instructor? I'm going to go with the third one because it's economies of scale. The classical example of economics economies of scale. I am not against anyone becoming a farmer or a gardener. Of the many things I have to teach myself, all of us are like squallered into this lower 2 or 3 levels of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The vast majority of people will always have debt. But to get to the point where it's like, should I become a farmer? Should I like raise my own food and get my own crops and solar panels and be independent, go off grid? Like, could I support myself if the world collapsed? That's a very noble and admirable goal. For any real man that cares about himself, let alone his family. And so it is certainly not touchy-feely. Growing your own food so that you might survive. Touchy-feely is like, the world take care of me so I could study philosophy and architecture and art history and the oppressions of the Womans or the minorities. Okay, that's fluffy bunnies bullshit. Yet it is not as practical in a functioning society as a welder, programmer, doctor, or whatever else like that, because we have large farms. And if you don't believe it, just go through Nebraska, Kansas, South Dakota, North Dakota. And where there's nothing wrong with, like, you want a garden or whatever. Like, I try to grow my own jalapenos. The labor and effort, I just could have bought 1,000 jalapenos with the labor and effort I did to get the 5 of them that sucked to grow correctly. And so there's a lot of science that's involved in farming, agronomy, agriculture, chemistry, potassium. I mean, it is this is what humans have. The number one concern is starvation that humans have been working at, and rotating crops. And there's a ton of technology that goes into farming. So for you to become proficient at being like a real farmer, that's basically, well, I wouldn't say a 4-year degree, but 4 years experience working on a farm. So it is by no means fluffy bunny stuff, but in terms of what it is practically and functionally as an individual man, yeah, learn like the right mixture of chemicals and potassium and chicken shit and was it gravel? I mean, rotating. Those are all good things to understand, so that like if you as an individual wanted to survive and support your family, you could. Well, we didn't make that land barren because it refertilized. We're going to just shift it every third area. Rotating crops is very huge. But as of now in a functional economy, yeah, it would be like majoring in biology. I would not make it your life goal. I would make it a hobby and a good skill to develop and have. But being a good farmer is, on your little small plot of land is not going to make you money, because farmers can operate it. They got combines and tractors that drive themselves, combines that drive themselves. They got the facilities. They have the economies of scale is the other aspect. So there's the knowledge. I think the knowledge is worth learning. The knowledge is, I would say, a lifesaver. It's one of the many things I have yet to do because I'm on the internet now. I'll tell you this, just in case you were wondering, Aaron, will speaking to people on the internet like help me feed my family in a post-apocalyptic world? No, it won't. So all this is kind of vain and stupid in some regard. But yes, learning how to grow your own crops it's like learning to clean your own guns or how to manufacture guns. And it's like, well, are you ever going to become a gun manufacturer? No, but it's a good skill to know how to pack your own ammo and clean your own guns and forge yourself some, metal smithing. And I think as a valid, very useful hobby, farming would not be a bad idea. And I'm going to be doing that myself. Now I'm going to try and grow grapes. I think, do I want a little golf course or do I want like a vineyard? I'll go with the vineyard because it's cheaper, actually, a lot cheaper. But I got enough land now. It's like, yeah, I'm probably gonna, because I'm in a swamp area, so there's like more than adequate water. Like, yeah, maybe I ought to start growing my own crops so that if the grocery stores aren't supplied anymore, well, I don't think I have to worry about that being in South Dakota. Want to save the world studies type of field, or is it something that looks more profitable on paper but isn't worth it, like becoming a doctor, going in a biodegree, and becoming an independent trucker? Yeah, don't make it your career. Make it a good skill to have, like basic agriculture. Because then you'd be like the most indispensable guy. Like, oh yeah, Bob's the farmer. He read a book. We were all looking at our phones and watching Nicki Minaj videos about wet ass pussy. He studied chemistry. Personally, it looks like something I would like to do along with my actual career. It could be very fulfilling to grow my own food and eat it myself. Yeah, no, outside of your regular career, you got your day job. I think it's a brilliant thing. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I think it'd be very meditative and psychologically healthy too to make your own food and do that. I think absolutely. Absolutely. Any super chats? No. Good. All right. See you guys later. Toodles. Bye.